Hello and welcome back to the channel, and wishing all of you a very happy and prosperous new year. And today I have the all new 2022 Hyundai Venue. So in today's video we'll see how good the Hyundai Venue is, what are its features, and finally I'll share my verdict that should you go for the Venue or should you go for any of its other rivals. We'll go through all of the details, small details, bigger details, all the features in detail. So stay tuned till the end. So Hyundai Venue basically is a compact SUV that was launched by the Korean manufacturer, and now this segment is filled with lot of cars. Literally you have plenty of options when you're looking a compact SUV in the Indian market right now. It competes with the likes of one of the most popular SUV, that is the Maruti Vitara Brezza, Tata Nexon XUV 300. Earlier we had the Ford EcoSport, which just left India unfortunately. So what makes Venue special is that it's by Hyundai, and Hyundais are known for their less maintenance and great features at an affordable price. So this has been the main motto of Hyundai. You can see this in every car, whether it's a Creta, it's Verna or i20, they are quite affordable. They are pretty feature loaded, as well as their maintenance cost is as low as a Maruti. That's what makes the Hyundai cars so special. Now let's talk particularly about the Venue. This variant is the SX iMT variant. Above this we have the SX optional. You can avail that in diesel, petrol, automatic, iMT as well. And right here we have the manual transmission, and this is the iMT. So if you are wondering what is iMT, iMT is intelligent manual transmission. That means you have a gear but you don't have a clutch. So you have a fun driving experience of a manual. You can control the power of car the way you want to, but you don't have that tension and hassle of a clutch. So that's what makes the iMT so special. And we'll talk that should you go for iMT automatic or purely manual in the end when I'll share my final verdict about the Venue. So now this comes with a 1 liter turbocharged petrol engine which produces around 118 bhp and 172 Nm of torque. ये इंजन आपको वर्ना में भी देखने को मिलता है, तो ये सेम इंजन यहाँ पे भी दिया गया है. So इसमें थोड़े बहुत चेंजेस किए गए हैं डेफिनेटली. Like the first thing which you can spot obviously is the wheels, and थोड़े बहुत जो changes है we'll talk throughout the video. So at the front, typical Venue style, famous this DRLs that are in the box shape, and it houses a projector. Both are yellow, you don't get white lights. This is for your low beam, this is for your high beam, and these are your turn indicators right up there. And we have a grill over here. Now this is not a purely chrome grill or purely matte finish grill, it's a mix of both. It's a darker chrome grill which does look very good and sporty compared to a full chrome grill or a completely matte black, but that's your personal choice or preference. You can even fit aftermarket grills if you want to. And these are your small projector lamps, fog lamps. So that's a good thing that even the fog lamps are projectors, but they are quite small. And from the front, little bit the front fascia has been changed. Now you can see there's a lot more aggressive skid plates down below with a color combination of 3. You have the matte black, then you have the gray, and a white sort of finish right over there. So a pretty clean and neat front fascia, I would say. Looks quite good. That depends. There are other SUVs too you might like the look of. Now these wheels are new. They look like an alloy wheel, but actually they are not alloy wheels. The section happens to be 215 by 60, but they are not alloy wheels. Pretty nice design. Hyundai have cut the alloy wheels from the Venue. So that's again your personal preference that you like look of this wheel. Now these are more towards aerodynamic. As you can see, the design is like almost flat. You don't have deep cuts and creases, even though they are 16 inches, but you obviously get the disc brakes at the front. Then these are your ORVMs, which are electrically adjustable, but they are not auto folding. And plus you don't get keyless entry and go at this side, the co-driver side. You only get on the driver side. And from the side, it looks pretty good. And if you look carefully, the window line, only the window line, it is quite similar to the Creta, especially this area which just kicks up and joins the sharp edge right at this point. So ये थोड़ा Creta जैसा यहाँ पे similarities देखने को मिलती है. And you have the roof rails or shark fin antenna. Now this being the SX variant, definitely यहाँ पे sunroof भी दिया गया है. That's a pretty good touch. Coming on to the rear, nothing much has changed from the rear side. It looks as is used to. यहाँ पे tail lights दी गई है. Though they are not LEDs, but the finish of this fiber on the outer part, it's like it seems they are LED, but actually they are not LED. Looks very unique, especially this 3 stripe and that ending triangle at the end looks very good. Very clean look, very neat look, nothing much going on. Turbo badging in red color and a big bold Venue badging. And down we have the reverse light. Like the front, we have the headlights in that special box shape, like that Y's. We have given that rear parking lights, rear tail lights there, and these are your sensors. So only 2 sensors have been given, so they have a pretty wide coverage, but I guess 3 or 4 should have been given. And if you just look carefully, then we have some design elements. The plus symbols, they're not exactly plus, but they do look like it. And just let me open the boot. Now the boot happens to be 350 liters, quite big, and it's pretty wide, so loading and unloading won't be an issue. थोड़ा सा loading lip यहाँ पे ज़रूर मिलता है, थोड़ा deep है, so that should be taken care of. While loading, you don't have to accidentally damage your paint. यहाँ पे एक थोड़ी सी rubber finish या दूसरा chrome accents अगर कुछ दिया होता, so that would have been protected the paint. But still, I don't find it a much issue. This is your parcel tray. It can carry load up to a certain limit. If you want, you can remove this. Now you can see this is not tied. If you want, you can hang this to this points. If you just don't want, you can easily remove this and store it at your home, which will increase the boot space obviously. But overall, a pretty nice, decent boot, I would say. Then you have a fog tail lamp, the boot lamp. So it's one of the biggest boot in the segment, without a doubt, with a nice angle, pretty wide opening. That's the main important thing, because we see that many cars have big boots, but their angles, like they're not wide enough to load in the luggage, so which makes them pretty much there, it disables their usability. So that is not the case with the Venue. It has pretty decent boot. So now I have showed you the exterior. Now let's go in and check out how good the interior is and what are its features. Just before going to the interior, I would like to touch on safety features. Now this car being the SX variant, it comes with 2 airbags. And now if you ask me about the safety rating, because there are many people who question about the safety rating of Hyundai cars nowadays after looking at some of the great scores by Tata and Mahindra. So let me tell you, if you opt for the 6 airbags variant of the Venue, then that has got 4 stars in global NCAP. Now if you ask me about the 2 airbags, तो वो test नहीं किया गया, so I cannot comment on that. But yes, the 6 airbag variant, that is the SX optional, has got 4 stars. So it's a pretty safe car without a doubt. Now let's go and check out the interior. Okay, so now I am in the interior of the 2022 Venue. First, have an overall look of the interior and the dash, how the layout is. So let's begin with the instrument cluster right over here. And for some reason, I don't know, this is not lighting up. I have tried many times, but that isn't lighting up. There's a bit of an issue over there. So this is your conventional speedometer and this is your tachometer, and this is your small MID, which shows pretty much various information which you need: your driving range, your fuel consumption, your speed, digital speed. You definitely have the analog one, but it also shows your digital speed and various other warning symbols just all around the cluster. Here we have the wipers. Now obviously you don't get automatic rain sensing wipers. That is the thing that Hyundai actually never offers on any car, not even on the Creta. And these are your headlights. Now headlight does get the automatic feature, which is really good. And this is how the overall steering looks like. Here you have all the controls for your infotainment system. This is an 8-inch infotainment system which will support your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And this set of buttons are to control for your cruise control. You get cruise control in this car. That's a good feature. Almost many of the cars nowadays are getting it, even from the lower variants. This set of button controls your MID, and this set of buttons will control your infotainment system, as I told you. And you have a nice finish here in the steering, a metallic finish sort of. And on the door you have controls for your power windows. You get illuminated power window button only for the driver side and not for other side of buttons. You can lock it, and these are your controls for ORVM. You can electrically retract them and adjust them, but they are not auto folding that when you lock the car वो अपने आप लॉक हो जाएंगे. वो फीचर इसमें नहीं आता है. वो आपको हायर वेरिएंट्स मतलब वर्ना या क्रेटा में अवेलेबल किया गया है. And speaking of the storage at the door, so here we have a pretty, just let me close the door because it's making a lot of noise. So as you can see, it's a very big storage. You can store easily 1 liter of bottle pretty easily over there. That's a nice thing. And coming on to this main thing, now infotainment systems are generally considered integral part of a modern car, and so Hyundai is really good at making infotainment system. They give a lot of connected car tech in their infotainment system when you opt for higher variants or their premium cars like Creta or Verna. In fact, for the matter, even the Venue has a pretty very good nice infotainment system. So firstly, when you jump here, you can see all of the things. Quiet mode, let me just dive into settings. So you get the inbuilt Wi-Fi, you have display settings, night mode, daylight mode, brightness, plenty of settings available in here. And in fact, there's one more thing. You have an e-owner's manual, which is pretty handy if you're new to the car, if you want to know something. That is really a very interesting thing. And obviously you get voice commands. So अगर आपको कुछ नहीं करना है from the infotainment system, or you don't want to use the steering buttons over here, you can just use the voice command and do your task which you want to perform. और यहाँ पे कुछ दिए गए हैं physical buttons. So this is to set up, and ये आपका, आप इसमें कुछ भी आप लगा सकते हो. This is custom button as you can see. तो आप इसमें सेट कर सकते हो कि ये क्या फंक्शन परफॉर्म इसने करना चाहिए. This is to change your track. This is for your media, for quick change of Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, FM, AM, whatever. And this is to directly hop into radio if you want to do so. और यहाँ पे मिलता है button for your hazard light, and this is to change your track. मतलब आप गाने सुन रहे हो तो इससे आप track change कर सकते हो, और इससे आप volume control कर सकते हो. So you can even go back with this button if you press that. And this is to select. अगर आपको कुछ select करना है आप इस पे हो, you can press this to select it. And now this being the SX variant, it comes with automatic climate control. So you have the button for AC. This is for your air through in. The car should take from outside or it should circulate the inner air. ये button उसके लिए है. This is for your rear defogger. This is for your front defogger. और ये जो है ये आपका digital display है. So if I just on that thing, so the blower gets on. Just let me close. It would create voice disturbance. And this is your temperature. If you want to raise or lower the temperature, you can do it from here. That comes in a pretty nice touch. So it's really cool. And if you want to just off it, you can do that from here. और नीचे यहाँ पे काफ़ी सारे चार्जिंग ऑप्शन दिए गए हैं. 3, as you can see, there's USB-A, 2 USB-A and a 12 volt conventional charging socket. यहाँ पे एक USB-A और एक USB Type-C could have been given. Nowadays all modern phones come with a Type-C charger, so a Type-C for the fast charging, it could have been given over there. This is for the USB also. This is for the charging. But अगर आप USB में भी लगाते हो charger, so it won't charge very fastly. It will just it will be as good as just maintaining your battery percentage over there instead of charging it. बहुत धीरे charge होता है कोई भी USB port के किसी भी कार में. So dedicatedly for charging is this one, this side, और ये सिर्फ USB का है. So now coming on to the most interesting part of this one. This is the iMT variant. तो gear तो आप देख सकते हैं, but there is no clutch over here. Just you can see, this is the गैस पेडल एंड दिस इज द ब्रेक पेडल. यहाँ पे कोई भी क्लच नहीं दिया गया है. सो दैट मेक्स इट अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ऑप्शन. इसके बारे में हम आगे बात करेंगे व्हेन आई विल शेयर माय फाइनल वर्डिक्ट एज आई टोल्ड. और यहाँ पे ग्लव बॉक्स मिलता है, जस्ट ओपन, नॉट रियली दैट बिग बट प्रीटी यूजेबल. और साथ ही साथ यहाँ पे कुछ स्टोरेज. यहाँ पे मिलता है IRVM और ये लाइट्स, और ये है आपका सनरूफ. इफ यू वांट टू जस्ट क्लोज द सनशेड यू कैन इवन डू दैट. और यहाँ पे मिलता है माइक्रोफोन. ओवरऑल अगर मैं इंटीरियर क्वालिटी की बात करूँ तो प्रीटी डिसेंट क्वालिटी. ये प्राइस पॉइंट में आप यही ज़्यादा सॉफ्ट टच मटेरियल्स और लेदर एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते. तो उस हिसाब से आई वुड से द क्वालिटी ऑफ द मटेरियल इज डिसेंट. द प्लास्टिक्स डेफिनेटली ऑन द हार्डर साइड, बट ये प्राइस पॉइंट में यही आता है. एंड दिस इज आई गेस ओवरऑल अ नाइस टच. द फील ऑफ द प्लास्टिक इज गुड इवन दो इट्स हार्ड, बट इट्स प्रीटी गुड. और ये जो ब्रश्ड एल्यूमिनियम फिनिशेस है थोड़े बहुत, ये भी काफ़ी अच्छे लगते हैं. Now let's go and check out how good is the rear seats. Okay, so now I am in the rear. So first of all, just look at the amount of space that I have on offer. For reference, my height is 5'10", और front seat is adjusted according to my height. तो इतना जो leg space आप देख रहे हैं ये available है. I guess it's pretty decent. I will be comfortable here for the long journeys. This is the leg space and even the foot space. जो आपके जो लेग का स्पेस है, यू कैन इजीली पुट अंडर द सीट्स. इट्स प्रीटी डीप, तो देर विल बी नो इश्यूज. कंफर्ट ऑन द कंफर्ट मैटर, यू विल बी प्रीटी कंफर्टेबल ओवर हियर. एंड द बैक रेस्ट एंगल इज ऑल्सो डिसेंट, नॉट टू अपराइट और नॉट टू रिक्लाइन. इट्स गुड, यू विल बी कंफर्टेबल. और कुशनिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से दिस इज नॉट लेदर सीट्स, एज यू कैन सी दिस इज फैब्रिक सीट्स, but they are quite soft. There's no complaint on the cushioning point as well. So pretty comfortable seats. That goes even for the same of the front. For the front अच्छी seats है, काफ़ी comfortable है. Cushioning भी काफ़ी ठीक है. And bolster supports on the front. ये जो part है that is also quite supportive. On the comfort, it's one of the best cars I would say in seating comfort in every aspect, either the rear seat or the front seat. Or for my height, for people of 6 foot also will be comfortable. Just एक disadvantage ये है कि इसको यहाँ पे center armrest नहीं मिलता है कोई भी. So at this variant you don't have any center armrest, but one good thing you do get adjustable headrests. और amenities की बात करें, so here you get the AC vents with adjustable direction and a charging socket down below. और आपको power window के controls यहाँ पे मिल जाते हैं. And this is your grab handle with a hook for your coat, और जो थोड़ी बहुत छोटी मोटी चीज़ें आपको लटकानी आप लटका सकते हैं. And this is your light, though they are not white light, that's all right. इसका illumination काफ़ी अच्छा है रात को, ऐसी कोई दिक्कत आपको complaints नहीं आएगी. white होती तो obviously it would give more illumination, but this is also fine. And overall this is all the things that you have in the rear. And one feature to highlight about the rear seat is that it gets ISOFIX child mounting for your child seat, which is really cool because nowadays people are getting concerned about the safety of infants, and for that manufacturers are giving the ISOFIX child mounts, which is really a good thing. और कुछ ऐसा दिखता है डैशबोर्ड. It looks very nice to be honest. काफ़ी डिसेंट लगता है. इतना कुछ आप बोल सकते हैं लग्जरी अपील नहीं है, ना कुछ बेसिक अपील है. इट्स स्वीट पॉइंट आई वुड से. प्रीटी मॉडर्न एज फॉर 2022 एंड इवन फॉर द अपकमिंग ईयर्स. आपको अच्छा खासा डिस्प्ले है, ऑटोमेटिक क्लाइमेट कंट्रोल है, नाइस शेप्ड स्टीयरिंग व्हील. सो इट्स प्रीटी गुड आई वुड से. और यहाँ पे आप सनरूफ भी देख सकते हैं. इफ इट बी पैनोरामिक सनरूफ एज यू गेट इन क्रेटा, तो दैट हैज़ अ डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ फील. But that's not the case obviously here. It's a pretty lower end price point car compared to Creta. So ये था कुछ rear seat का experience. Now let's go out and check out how I'll share my final verdict that how good is the Venue and should you go for the iMT or should you go for the manual or automatic. We'll discuss on that point. So this was my complete detailed review about the 2022 Hyundai Venue. So what's my final take on it, or what's my final verdict? Should you go for this one or should you go for any of its other rivals for that matter of fact? So इसकी जो main rival है और जो newest in the sense the latest जो इसके बाद आई है वो है it's Kia Sonet, जो कि Hyundai की एक sister company है. So if you ask me about the Hyundai Sonet and Kia Sonet and the Hyundai Venue, so I guess both are pretty good cars. कोई भी complaints आपको नहीं आएगी. And for the safety point, I have shared that 6 airbags variant वाला जो है इसका 4-star rated है, तो उस compartment में भी आपको कोई complaints नहीं देगी Venue. And plus it's the Hyundai, so obviously servicing cost is very less, obviously. और बाकी अगर मैं राइवल से कंपेयर करूँ, still I guess Venue makes a lot sense, because main thing is you get a pretty decently loaded car with almost all of the features, but with a hassle-free and a tension-free ownership experience, and that what a car should offer instead of a lot of useless features, I guess. So if you are looking something around 10 to 12 lakhs, if your budget is 12 lakhs, and then I guess this is the car to go for. This is the petrol variant iMT. You even have the manual and automatic options. So 12 lakh के अंदर Venue makes a very good choice. It's a very good decision. You won't regret buying Venue. You can definitely look for other rivals too. They offer great features too. I'm not telling they are bad, but yes, अगर आपके दिमाग में Venue है कार परचेज करते टाइम, so I would say easily say that आप Venue के साथ जा सकते हैं. ये कार आपको कोई भी complaints नहीं देगी. And now coming on to the main point that people are confused about, should I go for iMT, or should I go for the manual, or should I go for the DCT or the automatic? So if you really want to, if you're a driving enthusiast, then obviously without a question you have to go for the manual. But if you want there should be a little bit fun in the driving, but you drive a lot of you drive a lot in city and traffic, but you still want that manual wala fun, then I guess you should go for the iMT. That makes sense because power आपके हाथ में है, gear आपके हाथ में है, so you can change whenever you want to without the tension of the clutch. But if you want like a completely relaxed driving, not really focused on hardcore driving or the performance or whenever you want to overtake and such kind of things, then I guess DCT, what you get here, makes a lot of sense. DCT और AMT. And ये जो topic मैं बोल रहा हूँ, this is not only for the Venue. ये जो भी बाकी cars में भी जो iMT automatic और manual का option है, उन सब के लिए applicable है. If you are really focused on driving, then go for the manual. If you want a mixture of both, like automatic relaxed comfort and little bit of driving pleasure, not exactly like manual, but हाँ automatic से बेहतर, then go for the iMT. And if you want a complete driving, मतलब relaxed driving or calm driving, then go for the automatic or DCT. I hope I have cleared that big question that everyone has. So as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support, and wishing you, all of you, once again a very happy and a prosperous new year. Thank you.